Feels really sad, doesn't it, at the moment? I don't think I've ever felt so turned off and detracted from my football team. Like most fans, we are addicted to it, live and breathe it. But I kind of feel like I'm a bit numb about it. There's so much negativity going on. Okay, we lost against Arsenal. The manner of the defeat was really disappointing. Hugo wasn't great. We gave away a sloppy goal. The onus was on them. But then, as we can see from their ongoing results, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So when you go to Man City and you think to yourself, we've got a good record there. We do well against them generally. So you never know what's going to come up. But you don't ever think to yourself, this is a bang on, we're definitely going to do it, because this is Man City, right? So I decided I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to sit there and just graze through Twitter and see what's actually happening. And then my boy messaged me and he said, we're 2-0 up. And I was like, no way. Yeah, watch it, put it on. I put it on, lo and behold, Jonah in the house, because what happens? Well, you know what happens. We lose 4-2. Really, really disappointing. Hugo again makes a mistake, gets beaten at his near post, and mistakes all over the park. Players not up to it, not on the wavelength, giving away stupid balls to get them back in it, and then the rest, as they say, is history. So not only have we got to deal with negativity on the pitch, what we've also got to deal with is the negativity around demonstrations that are now going on, which is building momentum, calling into question the board, absolutely, who deserve to be called into question, because, you know, we've got this fantastic stadium that we keep going on about, but got no naming rights, only team in the league with no naming rights, surely. And a stadium like that, you would think there would be people queuing up to put their names on it and pay us a shed load of money. The question would be, is even if you got the money, would that actually go into the squad, or would that just go into someone's back pocket? So negativity around that. Demonstrations, which isn't helpful, I get it, but it isn't helpful to the players seeing that outside their training ground, fans upset and all the rest of it. And I understand the reasons why they are. And hopefully the players won't think this is about them, they'll think this is about the board and so on. But the reality is, Daniel Levy couldn't give a monkey's. A bloke's got, you know, the skin of a rhino. He turns it week in, week out and watches and so on. But you add to that, you know, stupid things. And I know this has been fixed, but it's like the Cyprus Spurs supporters club flag. It's been at the ground for 15 years or so. I carried a flag for South Dorset Spurs, and I always aim to hang it next to it because it's in a prominent place. It's not been there for a while, and I hadn't really thought about why it weren't there. But it turns out that it'd been banned because it's a political flag. And you're like, can this club do anything more to hurt its relationship with the fans than it's already doing? I mean, I know our flag, I wasn't allowed to take it in because we didn't have it recorded with the club, the fire certificate on the flag. So we did all that, and thankfully I've got a little photograph of the confirmation letter to say I could take it in, and I did get challenged. And I thought, well, maybe that's the same, but no. They were pushed out because it was a political flag. Well, you couldn't get any less political. These guys are proper Tottenham fans. I've seen them out there, you know, with pictures with the Cyprus Spurs and the Turkish Spurs and all the rest of it being together. But it's just more and more negativity. You know, you've got this You've got the THFC flag people asking people to wave flags and bring flags and try and create an atmosphere, and yet you've got a chairman and a board trying to stop normal supporters from doing normal things like hanging a flag up because it might interfere with their, advertising that you see all the way around the bloody ground. You can't blink without seeing advertising somewhere. So I mean, it's just a real negative time. You add on top of that questions about Harry Kane. Will Harry Kane sign another contract? Well, if he's got any sense, he probably won't. Let's be honest, because what chance has he got of actually being allowed to claim a legend status outside of Tottenham? Because he gets so much abuse from every other fan around the country because he doesn't have that little piece of silverware, that everything else he achieves in the game is meaningless as far as they're concerned, which is total bullshit when you consider people like Wes Brown have Premier League winners' medals. So that's another thing. Do I want to see Kane go? Of course I don't. I want him to stay. I want him to be a legend for Tottenham. I want him to win silverware with Tottenham. But the club have got to match his ambition. They've got to want to get somewhere. And then when you've got the fact that we've got no signings coming in, nothing at all showing. One of the only clubs in that situation, a so-called big club. You've got no signings coming in. And then you've got Paratici getting a ban from being able to do any business. More negativity. And then all the questions around Antonio Conte's contract. Now, Antonio Conte keeps saying that he's happy, he understands, he knows what he's supposed to be doing and so on. But the media just will not leave it alone. They keep on asking a question. And they might soften the blow by bringing back Pochettino. But ultimately, that's not going to solve the problem. Because we know that we've been there, we've done that. And what's it going to bring us? It's just going to bring us back to another project. More of the same, overachieving. The football might be better. And is that what we want? Because under Pochettino, we kept saying we needed to go that one step further to actually win something, to get somewhere. And we never did. So for me, it's just more of the same. More of the same. So, it's all negative. It feels negative. And it feels difficult to get up for it. But as any addict will tell you, when it's there, you have to chase that dragon. So I suppose we'll all be back again, watching it again. There you go. Just remember, it's not always just about the 90 minutes. There's more to football than that. But we'll leave it there. And we'll see how we get on tonight against Fulham. Up the Spurs.